The girl continued to dig. Mud and water lathered her hair. Scraps of cloth clung to her bones. The ache in her muscles burned as the steady rhythm of her shoveling rose above the sound of falling rain. Down, push, up, again. Down, push, up, again. Staying silent to avoid further injury, she put words to the rhythm. I hate the king. I hate the prince. She clenched her teeth together to stop the chattering. Anger warmed her cheeks. The gods whistled for work to cease, and she wiped the sweat from her forehead. As the sun hung low in the sky, the silhouettes of hundreds of slaves turned away from the large ditch and toward their ride back to the dungeon. The girl ran toward the cart and horses, ignoring her limp. Elbowing her way through the crowd of shuffling bodies, she arrived at the wooden platform and flung herself onto the rotting boards so she'd have room to sit instead of stand. Her weary body groaned as another workday came to an end without calamity, and she allowed herself to breathe a little easier. A guard tripped a prisoner who had inclined too close to him, and the slave landed face first in the mud. Not flinching at the scene, the girl averted her eyes and scanned the massive slave yard. The iron gates loomed ahead, but they were barred tight as always, locked and sealed until the day the king arrived. Chipped fences bordered the fields for miles. A scraggly garden grew their meager vegetables. The guards' barracks stood as far from the underground dungeon as it could, as if keeping a safe distance would shield the guards from the constant reminder of death. When she'd first arrived at the slave yard, the violent tempers of the guards forced her and the other prisoners to skitter about doing their duties, learning to mend fences, paint them, dig the ditch, and peel the vegetables. They obeyed for no other reason than to avoid punishment. But the longer she lived here, the more she discovered obedience meant self-destruction. They mended the fences to keep themselves in. They dug the deep ditch for their own bodies to be laid to eternal rest, and they prepared food to stay alive until the day of doom arrived.